Welcome to Wisdom One-on-One. Ecclesiastes chapter 10. We have been looking at sharpening the axe of our mind. Ecclesiastes chapter 10 and verse 10. You do not have to struggle in life. Are we live on Facebook? Everyone on Facebook, please invite people, everyone on Facebook, share this and let as many people come on board for the next 25 minutes. Ecclesiastes 10:10. The Bible says, if the axe is dull and its edge unsharpened, more strength is needed, but skill will bring success. If the axe is dull and its edge unsharpened, it says more strength is needed. And I said, all of us have an opportunity in life to sharpen the axe of our mind. This is the axe head that we need to sharpen. The Bible says, if the axe is dull and its edge unsharpened, more strength will be required. Why do people take years for them to be successful? Years for them to hit financial freedom, to have financial security? Why do people take years for them to see meaning out of life? Why are people at 40 entering into midlife crisis? Why are people at 50 frustrated? Why are people at 60, they are lost, they don't know what to do, they don't know really what to go for in life? It's because most people at an early age did not sharpen the axe of their mind. A lot of people have not sharpened their minds. So a lot of people are limited actually when it comes to how they apply themselves to life. If you can sharpen the axe of your mind, hear me, your mind is able to cut through any industry. It's able to cut through any sphere. You can work in any environment. Actually, the sharper your mind is, the easier it is for you to penetrate any environment. If you can develop your mind, if you can sharpen your mind. Now, today I'm going to really expand on this. Your mind is really the best. You sharpen the mind, then you begin to sharpen every other area. Once the mind is sharpened, when we made the first time we sat down with my wife and we said we need to hit financial freedom, 2008, March 2008, 30th, it was on the 28th. We sat down and I remember I made a vow to say I don't want to ever be poor. I don't want to ever be at a place where I don't know. And I remember I went to Pastor Jalomi and I told him, sir, I need materials on entrepreneurship, wealth creation, leadership. I need materials that can open my mind so that I can become financially free. I don't want to struggle financially. I don't want to be at a place where I cannot help a loved one. And I got materials worth 5 million. Those materials I got in March 2008 worth 5 million were books, audio books. Most of them actually were audio books. I sat down with those materials and I began to chew. I began to eat. I began to digest. I began to break them down. I read so much. Then I realized something that I was not aware of. I realized that if I can sharpen my mind can do anything for me. I went into knowledge so much. I remember at a point, because I wanted to grow my mind so much, because the more I kept learning, everyone was talking about the mind. If you can develop your mind, if you can grow your mind, if you can go into knowledge, if you can learn how to think, if you can learn how to program your mind. And as I hit that type of knowledge, it put a demand on me. I remember I reached at a place where I think I knew every bookshop in Lusaka. Because every money I was getting, I was going into books. Every money I was getting, I was buying books. I went so much into knowledge, and something happened. My mind grew in understanding, in the ability, capacity to lift things, to handle things, to the place that, imagine I had gotten materials worth 5 million. That is March 2008. I was getting 1 million as a salary. Meaning for the next 5 months, my salary was gone for the next 5 months. Meaning count April, May, June, July, August. Up to August month end, my salaries were gone. But do you know that the knowledge that I hit sharpened my mind so much that by end of that year, I had 10 million on the stock market. By end of that year, I had 10 million on the stock market. By end of, I think that was September, October, I had built a bookshop and it was running and bringing in revenue. By end of that year, I had started importing cars. Don't forget, what was my salary? Talk to me, what was my salary?
1 million.
Can 1 million bring in a car? Listen, what people don't know is this. Until you grow your mind, you cannot grow anything. Actually, you will never earn beyond your level of thinking. You will never earn beyond the way you've developed your mind. What you get when you start working, that what they call a salary or your package, whatever you get, that has to do to the point or to how far you've developed your mind. Hear me. Your pay, what you get in life, has to do with how far you've developed your mind. If you see someone getting paid a 1,000, that's how far he has gone. If you see someone getting paid 10,000, you will see that that person has developed more of their mental faculties. They've developed more of their mind. If you see a person getting 50,000 per month, when you sit down, you hear that that person has developed more of their mind. I would encourage you, begin to go into knowledge. That's the foundation. Go into books. Go into books that will open you up when it comes to developing your mind. Go into books that will open you up when it comes to, because when we talk about sharpening your mind, you sharpen your mind first of all by growing it. You grow in the knowledge that you have. The knowledge that you have will now begin to stretch your capacity to think. Because words, and you see, this is, learning is so important. Do you know that you can't think beyond the words that you've been exposed to? You cannot think beyond the words that you've been exposed to. Actually, they are now saying poor people and unproductive people have less words in their vocabulary. The poorer a person is, it means that person has not been exposed to more words. Tell somebody, say, please begin to increase the word level in your life. Come on, tell somebody, please begin to increase the word level in your life. After I tell somebody, say, begin to study words. Tell somebody, if your vocabulary can grow, even your return will grow. Even your income will grow. Even the type of problems you can solve can grow. Tell somebody, even your expression will grow. Now, I've begun to show you different areas of sharpening. So, you need to be sharp in learning. I've just shown you a secret right now.